Okay, so the first thing you'd want to do is pin your hair back because we definitely don't want your ears to get attached to your hair. You're also going to need spirit gum and spirit gum remover because those are two things that nobody's actually allergic to. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So you're just going to want to put it all over the part where it'll be touching. So if you just don't want to do this, you don't have to, but I do for some weird reason. So once it's on, you need to tap it to actually make it sticky. It's kind of weird like that. But yeah. If it gets attached to your hair, it can pull your hair, but the remover should be able to stop it. So this is going to be a bit awkward, seeing how I won't be able to fully see what I'm doing, but hopefully it won't take as long as I think it will, and you just place it on top. And I'm going to hold it for a little bit. But just because I worry a bunch about it coming off, I am going to go and add some more spirit gum in here. Right where it goes and gets intervolved in my skin. So even though the color is slightly off, that will be a very fixable thing later because of foundation and hair. So I have my pre-wetted beauty blender, and even though I am using cream, and most people say you should use a brush with that, I feel like a beauty blender just gives it more of an airbrush look, so I'm going to use that. But if you have brushes, use brushes. So I'm using a Tresemme BB cream just to cover everything. But whatever foundation works for your skin, use that, because you don't actually want to screw it up. It's just to give it a full, consistent look. So we're gonna have to cover the ears as well. Because the ears are not going to be the same tone as your skin. They're going to be a tad bit different, but if you bring in your normal ear tone and your normal skin tone, they're not exactly the same. So that they at least look somewhat similar. So when people are afar, they won't notice much of a difference between your ears and the elf ears. Taking this light blue shade, and I am going to be putting that on my lid because, you know, this is a winter elf. We've been out in the cold for however long, and I'm up here in Canada, so the cold is like 40 below. You'll freeze within a couple minutes. It doesn't matter how much stuff you put on to make yourself warm. You're gonna freeze. And that was just a normal fluffy brush. So I'm taking one of my small flat brushes so I can put the base in for when I do my liner. And I am just using a dark purple color right here to actually go and do that. And I'm just going to use one of my mirrors that's over here because, you know, I'm just going to make a little mini triangle so that even if I do screw up my liner, it's not as noticeable. Because I really don't want to do that. Because when you screw up your liner, it's really annoying to go back in and take everything off in your eye and try to redo it. No, that is terrible, and we all hate it. But now I'm just going to take one of my bigger flat brushes. So I'm just going to use a dark blue that's here to blend it into an ombre blue on my eyes, which is going to be kind of fun. I'm sorry, I'm an awkward person, so this is probably going to seem really, really awkward to everyone out there on the internet. But from this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the same blue that was on my eyes, so this blue again, and I'm just going to go a bit lighter, because there are many, many colors. And then I'm just going to grab this really, really, really pale one right here. It's almost a whitish color, just to go in this part of my face, make it seem as though my eyes would be getting bigger. So I'm just using NARS's concealer because that's what I have. But you don't need a bunch, you just need enough to cover up dark circles and everything like that. And I just normally use my hands because it's actually something that NARS was designed to use. You can always do your concealer with your hands, it's just your hands are going to look a little bit paler than normally. So, you just rub that in. And it actually gets rid of them, which is a good thing, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to make our eyes seem bigger. And then I'm just grabbing my setting powder so that it won't go and be weird on me, because knowing my skin and my makeup, it just loves to be weird for some reason. So I don't know, I'm just powdering my whole face so that none of it moves and none of it goes and does anything weird while I'm doing other things. But if you don't normally touch your face, or if there's not a lot of wind where you're from, I don't think you need to set it. It's just, it's actually like minus 20 something right now here. So we have jackets that come to here and they're touching our faces. So, you know, you don't really want to go and try to get your jacket on and then, oh great, all my foundation is now on my jacket. Because that has happened to me before and it's not fun. So I'm just grabbing my black liner. I use liquid. If you use something else, use whatever it is. I start like over in the center of my eye and pull it out. But because this is a slightly more animated look, yeah, you can have big top liner and not worry about it needs to look natural, because let's face it, elves are a magical creature. No one can tell an elf to look natural. So I'm just going to bring this down, extending my natural eye. Bring it down to extend your natural lash line. Along with the So, you know where we ending it right near here, near your eyeball? You're just gonna pull it some more and down, and then you're just gonna pull it towards the other line. Now, you're not actually gonna connect these, but with them being there, it's gonna seem like a seamless connection, so it's gonna look close enough. And then you essentially just do the same to your other eyes. So since my other eye's done now, I'm just going to move on to blush, which, again, I'm just going to use my beauty box because I really don't feel like getting a bunch of makeup out, which I think people can understand. Maybe. It's either that or I'm just completely and utterly lazy and don't want to do it a lot. So I'm just going to take the lightest shade that there is right here. So I'm just gonna go and put that right under my cheek, on my cheeks. Not so much in a circular form, in a C, because well, from all my experience with kohl, it doesn't actually make your blush go up in a C. It just makes this part of your cheeks red. And of course, this just all depends on where you are, because I have had my entire face go red because of the cold. But then again, I was that little kid who ended up falling asleep outside, so yeah, that was probably why my entire face went red. So when that's done, okay, so I looked everywhere to find this one color that I thought would go perfect with a winter elf look, but I couldn't find any lipsticks in Sephora or other stores that were a bright neon blue. So I ended up showing up at Lush, and they didn't have a lip color that was blue, but they had an eye color that was. So it is completely safe to use this eye color on your lips, and it is a liquid eye shadow, so everything should be fine, and you don't need to worry about trying to make it, even though I do think there's probably tutorials online on how to make eyeshadows into lipsticks. I don't know where though. So I just got Calm from there, and yes, Calm is the name of this product. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking for a while. So I have worn this as lipstick before, and it has stayed on for the entire day. But if you eat, of course, it's gonna come off a little bit right on the edge. All right. So when I was gone, I noticed I forgot to do mascara, so I just threw that on and positioned my hair so that the ears were showing, but no part was. So even if you did mess up on putting them on, it will create it so it looks like a consistent thing. It's just the way your hair would part that day. But if you made it this far, thank you for actually listening to my weird babble, I guess. So if anyone wants any more videos, just let me know.